Hey everybody, thanks for clicking the link and checking out this video. I wanted to share with you a really encouraging story that comes out of our ministry in Bakersfield. Ken Freck and Richard Garcia have been ministering there for years, and for years have been teaching people how to share their faith and how to disciple them. And recently, at a Box of Love training, they were training a guy named Peter. And Peter learned how to share his faith, had done the Box of Love outreach. But after the Box of Love outreach, he actually came back to Richard and Ken and said, I'm grateful to be able to do the Box of Love outreach. I was really encouraged by that. I really feel led of the Lord to be able to reach out to people at work, in particular these three guys, Hito, Orlando, and Andrew. And Peter was pretty nervous about this, and so he asked for prayer, and of course Ken and Richard prayed with him, encouraged him, and said, you know how to share your faith, you know how to share your testimony, you can do it. And even though Peter had been working with these guys for 20 years, he had never shared his faith with them, but felt compelled to do that. So they prayed together, and the next day Peter sat down with Hito over lunch and just started sharing his testimony about how God had changed his life, given him hope for the future, and all the rest. And then actually pulled out this little booklet called The Four Spiritual Laws and shared with him how he could come to faith. And to his surprise, at the end of the presentation, Hito looked at him and said, "Yes, this is exactly what I want. I really want to know Jesus personally." And so he prayed to receive Christ, and Peter couldn't believe it. He was like, "Well, that was so easy. I can't believe how easy that was." And the next day, he sat down with his friend Orlando, and same kind of deal. He shared his personal testimony, he shared the four laws, and before he even got to the end of the four laws, Orlando just bent over, just sobbing, and Peter, couldn't believe it. He was kind of surprised by this, and Andrew shared with him that his wife had just left him and was planning on taking his kids. And Andrew said, I've made a mess of my life. I need Jesus, and I need prayer right now. And so he leaned over and prayed to receive Christ. And Peter's just on cloud nine. Two of the three guys he shared his faith with. Both of them have come to Christ. And the next day, sure enough, he sat down with his friend Andrew. Andrew was the guy he'd been putting off the longest because he's kind of a tough guy. But same kind of deal. Sat down with him, shared his testimony, shared the four laws with him, and you guessed it, Orlando came to Christ too. And Peter said, I never thought that anyone would listen to me. I never thought that I'd be able to share my faith with somebody and somebody would be able to come to Christ. And over lunch, they just spontaneously, the conversation started changing, and Peter didn't know what else to do except for he started pulling out his Bible, and they started having little devotions. And he came back to Ken and Richard, our staff in Bakersfield, and said, I don't know what to do with these guys. They've come to faith, and I'm not really sure what to do with them. And so Peter enrolled in these guys' discipleship program, and he's planning on discipling, or he has been discipling Hito, Orlando, and Andrew, and discipling them to make disciples. It's all part of what God is doing all over the country, and you've been a huge part of that. I was encouraged by this story. I hope you are encouraged by that story. Thank you for your prayers. Thanks for your financial support during these difficult times. We can't say thank you enough. So thanks for running with us. God bless.